Commitment. 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 Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank the TESCON executives for organizing such a wonderful event. Thank you once again. Before I speak, I need to talk about my observation. And I hope my colleague politicians here have also taken note. The excitement, the joy in this youth is giving us a message that they need a leader who will give them hope. And from today onwards, I say to my fellow politicians, be an NDC member, MPP, CPP, I say to you, we cannot fail the youth anymore. Honorable members of Parliament, distinguished party executives, members of the faculty of the UCC, patrons of TESCON, TESCON executives, and students of UCC, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Indeed, it's a great honor to be called upon a man born in that village where there was no electricity, no water, and education was for the rich. And today, a poor soul like Ohene Agyapong, born at Asen-Dumpim, stand before this august audience. Indeed, it is not my fault or efforts, but it's grace. By the grace of God, I've been endowed with a lot of talents and opportunities. By the grace of God, I have life to speak to such an august audience. I say thank you to Almighty God for giving me this potential and the charisma to speak to people, and they listen. I thank you, God. I've been asked to do a simple task to talk about entrepreneurship. But the speakers before me have made justice to it. But I'm pushed and tempted again because some of the speakers kept mentioning what I've been saying. I wanted to avoid that today, but I'll briefly brush on it and use other methods that entrepreneurs need in life. Who is an entrepreneur? Some people say that, oh, entrepreneurs are born. It is not true. Entrepreneurs are made. You can learn from me. You can learn from other entrepreneurs. And if you challenge yourself, you one day also become an entrepreneur. So young men and women, students here today, I want to urge you to take your destiny into your own hands and say to yourself, one day I'm going to be an entrepreneur and it shall come to pass. Why is it that of late, colleges and universities are inviting me to speak on entrepreneurship? It is indeed an indication that if Ghana is going to develop, we need entrepreneurs. We've had intellectuals, they've taught us in school. We've done a lot of academic exercise, which is perfect. That is what we need. Without education, most of us will not get anywhere. But the other aspect that will make you an entrepreneur is the pragmatic approach. Practical ones that we need to take. And I believe that is why I've been invited here. Because I saw my beautiful lady, the doctor, speaking, and she said, I picked it, as usual, she had written her thesis to come and speak on entrepreneurship. But speakers before her probably made it easier and decided to change the way she was going to talk. I will do justice to entrepreneurship by using myself as an example. I believe that is why most of you want to hear or listen. I want to challenge you today and say it after me, that coming here today, I'm going to be one of the change makers in this country. Say, I'm going to be a change maker in this country. I'm going to be a change maker in this country. Don't just say this, and when you walk out of this room, you forget. Say it, challenge yourself, work at it, and one day you'll be better than Ohene Agyapong. Why are you going to be better than Ohene Agyapong? The answer is simple. Ohene Agyapong did not get the opportunity where successful people, successful businessmen, entrepreneurs will come to him and share their personal experiences with him for him to learn from it. But in your case, we've had speakers here. I'm surprised Honorable Alfred Obeng did not talk about his beginnings. He would have loved it. He was being modest. He has also gone through the ranks to get to where he is. He should have told you the story of approaches for you to see how he struggled even at the university, just as you are here. He started writing approaches series when he was University of Science and Technology. I think that is what they need from you, to inspire them, for them to know that they can also be successful businessmen. But next time, when you have the opportunity, the theory, you should leave it behind and share your personal experiences with them to motivate them to take their destiny into their own hands, to give them hope that one day they are also going to be like Honorable Alfred Obeng. Now the topic is entrepreneurship. How are you going to be an entrepreneur? It's not going to come easy. It's tough, but with determination, you'll be able to do it. You are here as students. Parents, when you are coming, give you money to spend for the semester. If you want to be like Honorable Alfred Obeng, begin to have a vision a vision. You look into the future and say to yourself, this is what I want to be in the next 5-10 years. When you challenge yourself and work seriously, you'll be able to get there. Life is not going to be easy. Anybody who tells you that life is going to be easy is not telling you the truth. I share a personal experience with you. I think somewhere November 2024, a gentleman came to me and asked me, Honorable, so have you failed in business before? I said, yes. He said, wow, I thought you have never encountered challenges. I said, no, I've encountered challenges, but I will make sure that did not cause my downfall for good. I fell and rise up, I fell, rise up, I fell, rise up for about 3 times before things stabilize. So it's not going to be easy. But let me give you the models. This is Ohene Agyapong's theory, my experience. After that, I'll share the academic one with you. What you have to do as a student is that begin to save the little money you have for a better future. Postpone spending on material things today and save the money for tomorrow. Sacrifice. There will be a lot of temptations. Young men and women here, we are all from different homes. Some from rich background, some from poor background, like where I started. When you see a colleague wearing beautiful clothes, do not be fascinated with the good clothes and force yourself to go and use your lender, I call it lender of last resort, money that has been given to you to also go and buy the nice clothes. You are keeping up with the Joneses. You don't need to keep up with the Joneses. Be yourself and save the little money you have. And one day, that little money will accumulate, and that becomes your capital. When you have this capital, then I borrow my doctor's word, risk. You begin to take risk. What she was saying, and Honorable Stephen Amwa also said it. In simply put, the future belongs to the risk takers, not security seekers. The future belongs to the risk takers, not security seekers. The risk takers are those who are bold to take decisions that, look, enough is enough. Working for government for paycheck is enough. I'm going to establish my own business. You begin to save towards it. So when you have accumulated capital, then you take the risk to invest in any business that you have done proper survey and investigations, and you think, indeed, that is the kind of business you want to do. The security seekers are those who are afraid to take risk. That is where the fear comes in. Those security seekers are the ones who will buy treasury bills, and at the end of the month, take what the bank will give him or her, because he is afraid to invest the capital that he has, and therefore he wants somebody to manage it. If people are going to manage your resources for you, I'm afraid you cannot get up there. That is why I say that the future belongs to risk takers and not security seekers. Buying stocks is good, treasury bills is good, but it's not good enough to let you create your own business. So it's important that you take the risk, and after the risk, you invest. I hope you are writing. You invest. That is what I call investment. You use the capital to take risk and invest. And when you invest, you need to work hard. Work hard to make sure your investment do not go waste. Some people set up shops, boutiques. When they finish setting up the boutique, they give to some workers to work for them, and they sit there at their comfort home waiting for them to come and account for the sales of the day. What they tend to forget is that even your presence at the shop makes a big difference. The way you receive customers, the way you talk to them is not the same as your workers. The way they will talk to customers. So when you stay at your comfort home, the amount of money you're supposed to get a week, a month, will not be the same. You can experiment it and see. Stay at your shop for 1 month and leave the shop 1 month for your shopkeeper and see the difference. So you need to work hard, sacrifice your life. And when you sacrifice your life today, tomorrow will be a better day for you. I was talking to a lady in Sunyani, and she said, oh, her classmate even don't want to come to her. Why? Because they think she's rich. And her story is that she started working with the mother at Sunyani Market. Then after university, she continued on her mother's business, and now she has about 3 shops. So if she goes to lunch with her friends, she pays. And now they are not comfortable. It is you, the individual, the way you perceive life, that will determine your success in future. You have to aim big, think big, and dream big, and the sky is the limit. You got to challenge yourself. Thinking big, dreaming big, savings and investment will never go without honesty. Honesty is key to success. You need to be honest in your dealings with every businessman you encounter. When you are sincere, the word goes round, because the world is small, global world. If you dupe me today, you dupe a second person, trust me, the third person will get to know. But if you are honest, I will share my experience with other people, and companies will be knocking at your door to work with you or to give you more transactions. So with all this, honesty is key to success. Without honesty, your hard-earned money, your sweat, you lose all. So please, whatever you are doing, just be honest and be sincere. And one day, some people will also come to you for advice. Let me give you the 7 qualities. Today, my topic will be about 7 determinants of business success. 7 determinants of business success. But my colleagues keep referring to the 7 qualities. I'll mention them briefly without going into details because time is not on our side. 7 qualities of an entrepreneur or a leader. 1 is vision. 2, courage. 3, integrity. 4, foresight. 5, humility. 6, focus. And 7, cooperation. These are the 7 qualities of a leader or an entrepreneur. At an appropriate or another time, when we have ample time, I'll go into details one by one, all the 7 qualities. Today, I want to talk about 7 determinants of business success. And the first one is productivity. Productivity. Every business is subject to the laws of economics. What is the law of economics or the laws of economics? It's simple. The ultimate goal of a business activities is to maximize profit. That is, when the revenue exceeds cost. When your revenue exceeds cost, then it means you are doing well with your production. Ways to deliver good products is to ensure, I will address that on the 4th point, but it comes in here. You have to ensure quality and quantity at a lower cost. It means your production should be cheaper than your competitors. Your competitors may price their products or items at a higher cost because they don't have effective production mechanisms. Or simply put, if I have a machine or equipment that can produce 1,000 bottles an hour, and you produce 500 bottles an hour, the consumption of electricity is the same. And therefore, your cost of production, because you are producing 500 and you are consuming the same amount as 1,000 bottles a company is producing, obviously your cost of production is going to be expensive. If it happens that like that, many a times the large or big industries knock the small businesses out because of cost. So you should make sure in production your cost is reasonable so that you can stay competitive. 2, customer satisfaction. You have to ensure that customers are satisfied with your product. How are you going to determine that customers are satisfied with your product? The sign is simple. When they repeatedly come for that product, it means they have confidence in that product. But if they come today and tomorrow they ask for another product, it means that particular product you are producing, they don't like the quality. And if you don't do anything about it, when the customers are giving you signs, you should also feel free to ask them questions. Are you satisfied with this product? How do you think it should be done? Do I need to improve it? If you get these informations from your customers, then you can also improve on your product to give them what they need. So when they begin to come there and they demand the same product, it means they are satisfied with the production. And the satisfaction of the production will increase your revenue because they will constantly come to you and purchase what you have. If they are not satisfied with it, they will be reluctant to come and buy your product. And if you produce 5,000 and they are stuck, how are you going to make the money? So customer satisfaction is very, very important. That is why sometimes even the way you receive people, the way you talk to them, will make them come back again to you. They say, oh, this madam is so respectful. That alone will increase your sales. So customer satisfaction is very, very important. We talk of an entrepreneur taking a risk. It's not just taking a risk, he also wants to make money. So profit, what I call profitability. The law of concentration says that whatever you dwell upon grows in your experiences. Whatever you dwell upon grows in your experiences. Every businessman, his ultimate aim is to maximize profit. So to maximize profit, you should focus on items that you think they are of high demand. You just don't go into business. Some people say, oh, I'm going to establish business. I ask them questions. What informed you to arrive at that decision that you want to set up this particular business? It's very important. So a businessman's focus is profit. But how do you get the profit? It is the decision and the choice you make about the business venture. You just don't go into any business. And if you are in there, your attitude will determine how you are going to maximize your profit. So it's very, very important. Then quality, 4. Quality products. I'm sorry to share this experience with you. You see these nice clothes. I ask you a question, or I tell you a story. The cost of a suit at Zara is the same as the cost of this dress or clothes. But the sad part is, Zara, the zip, I can wear the suit for 2 years, 3 years, and the zip will be intact. But this, most of the African dresses, I'm sorry, I have to speak the truth. So if you are not offended, you take a cue from it and ensure quality. anytime you want to test Ghana-made clothes, try the zip first. Try the zip first. I always fight with my son. Say, but why? Is your zip different from Zara and other companies? Why is it that you sew, and every time I wear your dress, the zip is torn? We are fortunate that it's a bit long, so you don't see it. You know? So quality is of essence. You have to ensure quality standards that will attract people from coming to buy your product. If you don't produce quality products and you come out with inferior products, they might come the first time because they don't know the quality, but when they test it and they see that it's of inferior quality, they don't come again. Then your business begin to go down. So whatever you do, you need to ensure quality for sustainability of your business. It is important. If you don't do that, I'm afraid a day will come that you fold the business. 5, innovations. This time, you see a lot of technology, technological advancement. Every day, they are creating new things. You have to be ready to accept that you are also going to take new ideas into your business. If you don't do that, and you use the old models, you'll be left behind. Innovations, you can also be creative yourself and say that, look, I'm producing this product, but if I add 1 and 2, I'll get a different taste. Let me give you one example. I went to Bole, President Mahama's hometown. On my way from Damango, my driver here picked me at Tamale Airport. On our way to Damango, then he said, take this, honorable. He was driving, so he passed it on to me. Said, what is this? Said, this is the fruit of the shea butter and the shea nuts. When I tasted it, it was so sweet. So I asked, do you have a factory here producing juice with your shea nuts or shea butter, whatever you call it? He said, no. I said, Jesus Christ. Right there, I told him, you know, it's so sweet that you cannot drink it alone without mixing it. All you have to do is mix the shea nut or whatever fruits with orange, pineapple, banana, mangoes, blend it, and you see the kind of juice you get. Meanwhile, all these years, there is not a single juice factory in the north. Meanwhile, this shea butter, whatever they call it, in the north, this tree survives 365 days, whereas others get dry during the dry season. We need innovative ideas. We need creative minds to come up with this idea. So you cannot be doing the old things and expect your business to flourish. You have to accept to innovate yourself, innovate your business, your organization. It is important. If not, you'll be left behind. 6th, Organizational development. Organizational development, simply put, in any organization, you can always restructure, re-engineer, and reinvent. Organizational structure, you can reinvent, re-engineer, and restructure. Restructure, you can have the same workers, and you can shift them around. You can also use what is called 80-20 policy, where you can have few people, you give them assignment to work and increase production to extend that the results or the revenue generated is from only 20% of your workers. We call it 80-20. You use 20% of your workers to generate 80% of your income. If it happens like that, it means your company is doing well. So it's important that you always restructure your company, re-engineer it, and reinvent. If not, again, with modern technology, you'll be left behind. And the last one is same people. You have to build people. How do you build people? I took over a company somewhere in March. And going around, I felt so bad for the Ghanaian workers. What was happening, I wonder how they have tolerated such management for so long. Example is, I took over the company, I was going around and I saw a bathroom and the workers are 335 and they use 6 bathrooms. The place was so filthy and stinking, deplorable state, and just by the toilet, they have their canteen. I said, what? If it was a Ghanaian company, you'd have called the media. And somebody told me that he has worked with the company for 35 years. He told me when I threw a party to the workers to introduce myself to them that I'm the new owner. I invited the old owner or the former owner to be present. And they were shocked that for 35 years, the old owner had never even organized just a simple lunch for them before. So when I had lunch with them, I went through their salaries and said, no human being can live on 540 cedis a month. How mean can you be? I doubled their salaries. And building the people, when I doubled their salaries, the following month, my revenue went up by 27%. So your relationship with your workers, how you respect them, you accord them with respect, you encourage them, you motivate them, self-esteem, trust me, these your workers will never leave you. They will work wholeheartedly to make sure your company also grows. So building people is also key to every business success. If you are mean to your people, can you believe that when I took over the company, I had to go to my hometown and get about 40 guys to come to Tema to work, and I had to release one of my houses for them to stay. Because he was not paying them well, he did not get the people to work for him. But as I speak, those who left the company are now begging to come back. So if you want results and profit, you should know how to build your people. Again, you talk about network. What we are doing here today is networking. You only have to be bold to take numbers, call, approach those up here, take their numbers, call them. Armstrong gave a story. I picked him or identified him from here as TESCON president 19 years ago. And here we are still working together. It can be you too. So don't be shy. Your success does not determine or is not determined by your looks. Success is determined by your courage. So if you are coward to approach Honorable Ohene Agyapong, I'm afraid you are not going to get connected. You are not going to get connected. Be bold and approach people. Those you know, they are up there. And sometimes, consistency. If you really need something, you have to push. Strike hard when the iron is hot. And one day, your effort will not be in vain. One person that you get connected can change your life. So, sitting here, take their numbers, get contacts, constantly call. I'm not saying that go and seduce the men. Get contacts. Show seriousness in whatever you want to do. And trust me, you will get there. So when I saw the topic networking, I said, but getting together like this, we are networking. It's up to you to take advantage and talk to people, ask for favors, you know. And one advice I'll give you is, I went to a school, the lady saw me, and the first thing was, oh, can you buy me a laptop? You know, such things, although I want to do it, it's a completely put off. But if you tell me, Honorable, I'm here to come out of college, I need a job. I need a job. As I speak to you here, the steel plant, I need about 321 mechanical engineers and 42 electrical engineers. The rest in other disciplines. So stay connected and be bold and share your problems, but not to ask for favors like, you know, I want this, I want that. that won't help you. When you begin to ask favors like that, 1, 2, when you call, they don't pick. They don't pick. But if you ask favors, that honorable, I'm in the 4th year. I'm coming out of college. By next year, I'll begin my service. I can even employ you at my place. Although I'm going to pay, because I'm with you here and you approach me, I'm ready to do that. The one who wants employment, I would definitely do it before the one who wants laptop. The laptop, out of sympathy, maybe genuinely she needs it. So I'm going to do it for her. But that is not the way to network. I have to tell you the truth. That is not the way to network. So take advantage of today's gathering and take numbers from important personalities here. Follow-up calls. Not all of you are going to get positive answers, but with persistency, some of you will get reward from today's meeting. So young men and women here, I leave you with the slogan, be a change maker. Be a change maker. And the risk takers are the ones the future belongs to, not the security seekers. So the future belongs to risk takers and not security seekers. God bless all of you.